And so that's what he's doing. I think it's going to be really close. Yeah, he's trying to do more harassment here, but there's a lot of missile turrets in place. I don't think it's going to get anywhere with the natural. That's a big group of medic and marines for fantasy pushing out, and we see some sunken colonies going up there for 0. And I don't think fantasy knows about that expansion in the upper right, because if he did, I'm pretty sure he'd be going there. So there's going to be a total of 4 sunkens up. That first sunken, though, is going to go down, and the 0 is going to struggle to defend this, I believe. If he does defend this, if he does wipe out this group of medic and marines right here, I feel he's going to be in a strong position, because he has an equal economy to fantasy right now. He has the 3 bases versus the 2 bases. Oh, a greater spire. I don't know if I like this play or not, but hey, you know, I should not question the great Zero. He did just pretty thoroughly stomp best, so I can't really say that he's making a bad play or anything. He's going for the greater spire. He's got the hive up, so there are going to be some guardians in the air soon. I really think it would have been better though just trying to build a bunch of cracklings and get some dark swarm down. But yeah, it looks like he has scanned this upper right expansion now, and if this goes down, that is going to put Zero in a world of hurt. I don't know if there is anything he could have done to protect it. I mean, whether or not he built a Defiler Den or a Greater Spire, I don't really know if he's going to be able to enforce that base. He does have the 3 Sunkens right there, or 2 Sunkens and 1 Creep, the 3rd Sunken about to morph in, to try and help defend that expansion at the 2 o'clock base. And yeah, Fantasy drew back. I guess he thought that he couldn't go up there against those sunken colonies with the Meatless overhead. Maybe he couldn't, because his force is whittled down a little bit. And here we see Zero with the drone in the upper right at the 1 o'clock base, looking to probably try and take another expansion. And oh, Meatless getting caught out in the open. There are 2 Meatless going down. A lot of them are really badly damaged, so Zero has to be very careful there. His strategy of going for Guardians is not going to really do much good. He doesn't have Meatless. Oh, and the Meatless getting caught again. Another Meatless going down. Yikes. So yeah, Zero needs to keep those Meatlisks alive, or he's going to be pretty much fucked in this game. He might be pretty much screwed already, actually. I'm not sure. He's just putting a ton of defenses. He's got a good economy, but he's just wasting a lot of drones on these sunken colonies. He's got the 4th base going up right now, and I don't know. Here's the Guardians. There's Fantasy looking, you know, just stoic as usual. And I really do think Fantasy does need to get something done here. There you see more Guardians, more from these. Only going to have like 6 or 7 Guardians. I don't really know if that's going to bother Fantasy all that much. And now we see a Science Vessel out. And I think the most important thing for Zero to do at this point is try and keep the Science Vessel count low. Because, okay, yeah, there's the Scourge. That's what he's going to do. He's going to need to Scourge the crap out of these Science Vessels. Now you see that he's got the factory down. He's got a dual engineering base. And he's got 2 starports, and those starports are just going to be pumping science vessels like crazy. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, this build, I mean, ever since he put that second barracks down, we knew that this was basically what we were going to be seeing from Fantasy. There's a dropship. Probably going to try and do a drop here at the upper right, and there's some Scourge not able to take down the dropship. Marines kill off the Scourge, and, you know, we knew he was going to be going for this, and there's the Guardians right there to intercept that dropship. Ooh, bad timing, or I guess good play by Zero. Yeah, those Guardians just making mincemeat out of those poor Marines. Those Marines did not want to get out of that dropship, I'll tell you that. And yeah, so he's not going to be able to be successful with that harass there, but if he continues to build up, I mean, Guardians, you know, whatever, you know, he can have Guardians. If Fantasy builds up a good fleet of, oh, he's going to run those, okay, yeah, kills the Scourge. If he builds up a good fleet of science vessels, then, you know, Zero's going to be in a ton of trouble. And here we see, ooh, 2 groups of Guardians. Oh, those Medic and Marines might get caught. And Ultra's out. Oh my gosh, this could be bad for Fantasy. There's an Irradiate going down on one of the Guardians. Oh my god, this is a beautiful pincer attack right here. And he has managed to get a dropship into the actually the main base of Zero, and he's going to take down the spawning pool, which is good. I mean, but those actually might not even do that. No, the Urkel is coming there, and he's not going to get anything done here. That's I think poor decision making by Fantasy. He had the opportunity to just focus on the spawning pool and take it down, or he could have tried to take down some drones. But Zero pulls back his drones. Spawning pool lives. Oh yeah, that you can see that sigh of frustration there. That, oh, what am I doing from Fantasy? Didn't kill any drones. Didn't kill the spawning pool. Lost his dropship to Scourge. Nice Canals up to support his bases in the upper right. 4 bases going strong versus 2 bases. He's got Ultralisks. He's got Guardians. He's cut off all the Medic and Marines. not enough science vessels in the air. I think he only, didn't see any science vessels getting scourged, but he only had like 1 or 2 science vessels, and I guess he probably lost one there. Okay, now I see 3 or 4 science vessels. Okay, Fantasy cannot afford to lose this group of Medic Marines like the last one. And his saving grace in this game is he does have those 5 science vessels, but here we see the Guardians. He has all his Guardians alive, and he is just coming in. He is going to start laying waste to Fantasy's main base and his natural, actually. And we're going to have to see if Fantasy decides to go defend that, or if he decides to go on the counterattack. Looks like he's going to do a counterattack. Yes, he's going to counterattack. He's basically going to say, screw it, you know, kill my barracks, kill my supply, kill my base, and I'm going to try and kill your expansions. So, no, he's got some, okay, he does have some Marines to reinforce. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ooh, this is a very risky strategy he's going for. I think it might be the right play, though, because I don't know if he would be able to get back in time to do much. Okay, he's trying to scourge the science vessel. He scourges one of the science vessel, and here we see Best trying to mop up these hatcheries up there and reinforce with the Knives Canal. Uh-oh, lots of Ultralisks. That's like 8 Ultralisks right there, and great scourging taking down. Actually, yeah, taking down 2 of the science vessels. Defense Matrix going off on one of the Marines, it looks like. But that's just too many Ultralisks to deal with. Not enough science vessels, not enough Irradiate, not enough Medica Marines, and too many Ultralisks. And no, it looks like, oh, with the Defense Matrix is there. Okay, I spoke too soon, but more reinforcements coming from Zero. And Zero, all he has to do is hold this. He's inflicted enough damage right now, and he's enough in the lead economically, and he is going to hold this. Yeah, look at the main base for Fantasy there. Just so many destroyed buildings, burning supply depots, another Guardian just kind of lurking around there in the shadows, waiting to pick off, you know, more Marines or more SCVs as they come to rebuild the supply. And yeah, here we see that the Guardians do barely outrange missile turret. He's going to start picking out those missile turrets. Here comes the science vessel, just going to radiate that Guardian and get it to, you know, go away, leave my SCVs alone. So, actually, no, he actually provided range for his Marines, and those Marines could shoot that far. So the Marines take down the Guardian, saves his Irradiate, and yeah, we see Fantasy floating a command center. He's going to try and pick up a 3rd base, and he needs to pick up a 3rd base in a hurry. But there are so many Ultralisks bearing down on him, and I don't know if this attack is well advised or not, because he's got a very good choke there. And yeah, those Ultralisks are going to go out. They realize they're not going to get, you know, past that big ball of Minute Marines with that narrow choke there. And we see a 5th base going down 4-0 at the 3 o'clock position. And once again, Zero just playing really great. Where did this Zero guy come from? I know he's been doing pretty well recently. I know people are talking about him being a new good Zerg player, but yeah, I'm very impressed by his play in this matchup. And oh, poor Medic and Marines. Okay, good Irradiates now. That's what he needed a while ago. And I think that Zero is going to be able to clean that force. Yeah, just so many Ultralisks. It's just going to send those irradiated Ultralisks down into Fantasy's main, and Fantasy's going to lose. You know, it was a pretty good game, but I can't really fault Fantasy's play, really. Just Zero had a good strategy, and he executed well, good macro, and oh, great scourging. He did a really good job scourging the science vessels. I didn't really feel that Fantasy's science vessel fleet was as big as it could have been, although it does have 3 outs, so he has made a lot of science vessels, and Zero's done a very good job scourging them. He went for this fast hive. He didn't try and be super tricky and go for a bunch of lurkers with the ensnare, and actually, I think he actually skipped over lurkers almost entirely, and that's something you almost never see from a Zerg player versus a Terran, which I really didn't notice until right now, just because his play was so good. And there's GG, and Zero playing like a madman for WoongJin Stars here, taking out Best, taking out Fantasy, and he is just on a mission here. He is just destroying SKT1 players left and right. Great play, not going for lurkers, just going for a fast hive, Guardians, Ultralisks. Great play from Zero there, and I hope you all enjoyed this match, and I will see you in the next game.